Well, so much goes into planning a wedding, from the venue, the food, the guest list, and of course, the bride's dress. I'm joined by Courtney Koss from Ette, which is a new dress boutique opening in Calgary. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You have some amazing bridal fashions to show us and some new trends to look at. What are we starting with here?
Here we have Mara in an embal-jor gown, which is an Israeli designer. And as you can see, this trend is really stepping away from the traditional bridal gown. This dress is very light, it's a nude color, and it's just stunning. Thank you, Mara.
The beautiful train on that as well. All right, for our second fashion, this is gorgeous.
Yes, here's Carmen. She's in an Inez de Santo gown, which is a Toronto-based designer. This is a very traditional romantic gown, very fitted through the bodice, lots of layering of fabric along the bottom, and just very romantic details.
And yet with that shoulder line there, it has quite a modern look.
Yes, absolutely it does.
Thank you. Next up. This is just a very different take on a wedding gown.
Yes, Kim's wearing a ream ochre gown. Now, what I think ream ochre does so well is combining traditional elements with a modern gown. This gown was worn on the red carpet by Olivia Wilde, and it's just very beautiful as you walk. The layering of fabric you can really see.
Oh, and the beading is just stunning on the caps there.
Thank you, Kim.
So those are just some of the fashions that you'll have on display at your new store, Ette. Thank you so much, Courtney.
Thank you.
So that's the dress part, but what about all of the other planning? Well, that's where the Bridal Expo can really help you out. We're joined by Derek McDonald from the Bridal Expo. That's coming up September 15th. What are some of the things you'll have available for not only brides-to-be, but grooms-to-be as well?
Everything. We will have everything available. You know, planning a wedding is a project in itself. A lot of brides, I tell them that really you're almost taking on a part-time job planning your weddings. So dresses are just the beginning of one of the many details you'll have to think about. So coming down to the Bridal Expo gives you the opportunity to sort of see all of that out on display and really start checking off those boxes to, you know, complete that list of things to do.
Now, you've come up with a list for people who are going to the Bridal Expo,
yes.
Their top 5 things, because it can be a long day. There's a lot to see. What are your tips?
Well, you know, I wrote a couple down because I think it's important to sort of do it in a strategic way, in a way that really rallies the troops, and you get as much coverage and see as much and as many exhibitors as possible. First of all, bring a gaggle. You know, bring as many friends as you possibly can, friends, family, anyone that's in your bridal party, because it becomes a team effort, you know, and it's really about bringing the troops together and bouncing ideas. So there's so much to see and do if you bring more eyeballs and you just take more in, for sure. The second thing I would say is book a second date. You know, these exhibitors are coming down to really show their best, and if you can have that first interaction, develop that relationship with them, and then book a second date, that's half the battle, really. You know, a lot of planning happens online now and through Pinterest and things, and when you can have face-to-face time with them and then book that second date, that's the best way to do it. Number 3 is don't miss out on the prizes. We have tons of prizes. There's so many prizes being given away, you know, from the fashion show all the way through the exhibitors, lots and lots of prizes. Number 2 is wear comfortable shoes. Wear flats. You'll be walking a lot, covering a lot of ground. And number 1 is take your time. You know, like 3 hours is a great amount of time to be able to see all that we have to offer.
All right, thanks so much,
yeah,
Derek McDonald from the Bridal Expo. So if you're planning your big day, you really may want to check it out.
All right, thanks very much, Lane. So the Bridal Expo happens September 15th at the BMO Center. For tickets and information, you can log on to bridalexpo.ca. There is a special promo code, CTV Bride, that you can use when you're purchasing your tickets online.